Hello, I'm Dr. Grumble, and this is my commentated speedrun of the game Swordigo. This is the all bosses run as opposed to the any percent run, and I'll explain a little bit along the way some of the differences and why I'm doing a commentated run of this rather than the any percent. So if we start, so 1, 2, go. So I thought I'd do a commentated run of this one because it's my favourite speed game by a fair way. I also like Dungeon X Dungeon, and so the shorter runs, Super Bear Adventure and loads of other good titles, but I think this is still my favourite. It's quite a popular game. It's had like 10 million downloads on Google Play, and I think it's just as popular on iOS as far as I know. I think it began on iOS. TouchFu's not brought a game out for a long time. Well, I don't think they bring games out anymore, but the successor development company is going to bring out a game which looks like it's got a lot of similarities to Swordigo, but obviously massively better graphics, called Grim Valor, later this year, and gutted that it's iOS only at the moment. Otherwise I'd be all over that. But yeah, this game still holds up for mobile. It's got to be the best part of 5 years old now. And obviously phones have come a long way since then, but it's still, for me, you know, graphically and gameplay wise, up there. The reason that a lot of the most recent games aren't good for speedrunning is because of the way the mobile games economy has gone. I mean, most of the big titles now released on mobile can't be speedrun at all because they're IAP driven, you know, totally aimed at having you grind out, having you sort of pay to get little advances and things like that, little advantages rather. So yeah, this is a breath of fresh air on mobile because you pay once and that's it. The reason I'm being a bit anal about picking up coins, by the way, is because ideally you want to have 150 just before going into a cave section, so you can get a fire trinket. It's not a huge deal if we don't, but it probably saves, you know, 15-20 seconds to get the fire trinket early. But chests, well, to a very limited extent chests, but mainly enemies in this, as far as I know, they're completely random in terms of what coins they drop for you. So I'm hoping to have 150 coin by the portal just for the cave section, but sometimes you can have 120. You know, it's quite a big variation in the drops. think generally I'm going to be pretty slow on this run. I'm already pretty off pace. But yeah, all bosses I think is probably the best category to run in this game if you're thinking about speedrunning on mobile and this game. Then yeah, I'd go all bosses. The any percent route is different, as you'd expect. In the any percent route, as you go along, you're not levelling sword at all. You're just levelling your magic. And this is the first gate skip. And saving time on the speedrun of this game over a casual playthrough is mainly using gate skips where there's lots of gates as you go through this game. Oh, that's poor. And ordinarily it's pretty formulaic. In terms of obvious what gates, what keys are meant for what gates. The developer obviously had a clear intention that for every yeah, the developer obviously had a clear intention that for every gate there'd be an obvious key shortly before that gate. But because not all walls are kosher in the game, most are, but there's 3 or 4 that you can just run at and clip through, and another one that you can use pots to get through. You can then skip certain gates. Bit unlucky there because this moving platform you can one cycle, but I missed the cycle because yeah, I'm not going particularly fast at the moment. It's ridiculous. But yeah, you can skip some of these gates and you can use the key that you otherwise would have used for that gate later on, and the chief place is in the last area called Weldon Keep. Because in World's End Keep, obviously, most of the keys are going to take a bit longer to get. So the good news is that we now do have 150 coins, so we can get our fiery trinket. it boosts damage by 15 to 16, so it's definitely worth having. I really hate bats in this game, especially my first casual playthrough. The bats are complete bastards. So yeah, don't like bats. So what I didn't do just there is fight a guy, I think his name's Criminal, and that's because I had my spare key from the skip over the river that I did. So the ferry guy gives you a key that gives you a key you then are meant to use to go on and get a vase, which he really wants the vase, and he then lets you cross the river, but you just skip that by using pots to jump the river anyway. And that was another gate skip, so I didn't need to use a key to get past that gate, and that key I can use somewhere else now. Oh. And the time save over the whole run is significant. Quite laggy as well. It's not a game that I've ever had a real problem with lag on, but I think when you're recording and also recording face cam, it does, yeah, I think it hurts it. I'm going to try to deliberately take a bit of damage here. That wasn't actually deliberate. Oh well. Because we death warp, and the quickest way to death warp here is to bomb yourself with the bomb that guy gives you, but you've only got enough magic to do that once, so you can only have one heart for it to work. You're coming up to the first boss, and the first boss isn't too bad. And the other element of RNG in this game is your hit damage. So as far as I can tell, there's actually quite a big variation when you hit someone. Obviously the output depends on your attack level at the time and the level of the enemy. But there's also an element of luck, and it can range, I mean, a guess I'll probably say about 10%. So that bit of RNG doesn't really affect pace that much. This boss is mainly about trying to pin into this wall, be able to get 4 or 5 decent hits in. This wasn't too bad actually. It was a good it was a good boss. And also, before I forget, shout outs to all the guys on the mobile speedrunning Discord. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Yeah, it's a nice group of fellas or fellaresses on the mobile speedrunning Discord. Bats. Oh gosh. That was really bad. Must remember not to cover up the microphone on the right hand side. It's a tiny little dot and it's so easy to cover up. My natural oh god, it's a bit of a train wreck this run at the moment. Yeah, my natural way of holding the phone would be include covering up the microphone, so I'm really having to concentrate. That was quite bad. I've lost about 2 minutes there. I think for a good target time for the commentated run would probably be maybe an hour 12, something like that. This bit could definitely, there must be a way of saving more time there. In terms of levelling, obviously up until the first boss, you're levelling sword to about 4. And magic after the first phase of the first boss, because if you don't have 2 magic, it takes you a long old time to defeat him. but after that it's all sword until until you maximise it, and then you start to put your health in. But the last boss really isn't that bad in the all bosses route, so yeah, you shouldn't need that many. So a lot of the time saving, I think, that's still to be done on this route is to cut out stuff basically. It's difficult though, because at the moment, oh gosh, yeah, at the moment you have almost full smacking power when you fight Overseer, which makes the fight not too bad. And I think if you sacrificed you know, a bit of health and right, I want to do the old trick of taking a bit of damage, because again there's another death warp here. I think I might have enough for 2 bombs, but yeah, I didn't yet. So that was the shadow trinket, and it's pretty vital on this run. But not as important as it is on the any percent run. Because on the any percent run, obviously you're using magic all the time, so you need an effective way of replenishing your magic, and the shadow trinket's the best way, because if you pop it on your magic, then it replenishes it. In fact, if you pop it on your sword and then you sap magic from enemies. But yeah, in this route it's pretty vital, because you pop it on your armour and it's health regen. Because generally speaking, there aren't too many hairy moments, even though I've already died a couple of times, more than that. There shouldn't really be any hairy bits in the run. I mean, certainly time could be saved by more risk taking. And this is the first save mode, which saves a little bit of time. Zack, the bandit guy, and he's worth killing because you get some decent coin from him, and I think a decent amount of XP as well actually, so yeah, that's a no-brainer. And yeah, I'm not quite as off the pace as I thought I was. I'm probably about a minute and 20 off, so yeah. And now that I've got some actual armour, I pop that there, and that's ticking along and replenishing my health as we go along. What's up with me? And this is the route to the second boss, called the Overseer. And this one too, there's no skip for this gate. Even though it looks like there should, you can get on top of that little guy there. Kill him because he gives quite a lot of XP, so it's definitely worth it. And coming up to another gate skip. This one is a bit less consistent. But yeah, that one is simple as you can get. You just run at the wall and eventually you just clip through it. This guy can be annoying because it doesn't seem hugely consistent in terms of when he blocks and when he doesn't. He's also annoying because yeah, you saw when he decides, you know, if you miss a hit, then he walks towards you for ages. You have to sort of keep backtracking. But that wasn't too bad. This can be really annoying, and that was quite annoying, but it's over. This puzzle thing can also be a bit trolly. That was okay, that was the first time. But yeah, this is the Overseer. And the tricky thing about this one is the second phase, because we don't have much magic. And the second phase, not in a traditional playthrough, isn't too bad because you just spam magic at him from here. But yeah, because I didn't do that. Because we don't have much magic generally. It takes a while, so yeah, I need to get him below 40 before he'll pop through to his next phase. And there is a risky strategy there. We jump over and sort of go mano a mano with him. But yeah, won't do that just because it's easy to die. So yeah, doing it this way does end up costing quite a bit of time, but much more consistent. Normally start there. So yeah, about a minute behind. But he's not too bad really. I mean, that guy's just a question of, you know, knowing what he's going to do. There's not an awful lot of reactive there, not an awful lot of reacting required. So yeah, this is the next sort of segment of the game. And we're on our way to the Great Caves, which is where you find the place where you forge the Mage Blade, although you can't do that until you find all the shards. I've not really mentioned the actual story of the game. But effectively, you go in the woods and your master's been done in by one of these corruptors, and is threatening to, you know, cause mischief. So you have to kill the big boss called the Master of Chaos. But to do that, he's, well, technically immune. To anything but technically immune to anything but this special sword called the Mage Blade. But he smashed the Mage Blade into several shards, and oh gosh, and you've got to retrieve those shards. And we got one with the first boss, and another with the Overseer that we just fought, and there are two more, one in a sort of fiery world and one in an icy world, and in all bosses you fight all of them. obviously in any percent, because it's any percent, you don't have to. So you don't bother getting Mage Blade at all, because whilst most enemies in World's End Keep, which is the last segment of the game, are immune to anything that's not the Mage Blade, they can be hurt by magic. So you just level up your magic. It turns out magic is pretty OP, so it saves a lot of time overall. Not just because you're not you're not fighting two of the bosses that you would otherwise fight, but because it's just OP. This guy will often kill me because he is a bastard. Okay. I very often die to him just because he hits for 2. He's one of the very few enemies in the game that hit for 2 hearts, and obviously at this stage I've just got my 3 hearts, so he 2 hits you, and it's quite easy to get hit by that bloke. What we're doing now is going on the route to the ice world, but we won't actually play the ice world, but it's just we happen to be pretty close to it when we get that sword, the thorn thing, so we might as well take the opportunity to touch the portal so we can walk back there later on. Can't play the ice world at this stage because you need the other spell called grasp in order to do that, and we won't have that until we have been through this fireplace. These caves on my first playthrough were just a nightmare because they're a proper maze. They sort of loop around on themselves. Know how to do it, you know, draw a little map and all of that. But yeah, you don't end up having to play much of them at all in the speedrun. Oh my! Really don't know what's up with me today. The big risk in this section, in these caves, is a guy called Slick, who we fight, and he's just a bit pesky. Yeah, he's very quick. He's actually called Quick the Slick. So yeah, that's the portal you need to forge the Mage Blade later on. So we just touched it there. So we can get back to it pretty easy. Yeah, he often kills me as well. This is a little puzzly bit, which can be a bit annoying on your first playthrough if you don't know what you're doing there. Take a while to work out. The fire section definitely does have a couple of things that can really balls up your attempts, mainly to do with the grasp spell, because the grasp spell will latch on to whatever target is closest, which is fair enough, but there's a couple of spots where developers, presumably on purpose, put mobs quite near where you're trying to grapple, and they can end up causing you to either grapple onto those mobs instead of what you wanted, which can cause issues, or you can grapple onto it but you then get pushed into the lava. And this is an auto-scroller type bit. I end up dying here quite often actually, a lot more than I should. It is possible to save a bit of time by going off screen. Speaking of this dude, now those pots are interesting because I had thought that pots and what's in the pots was random, like, you know, this is a trouble spot. See, because those little urchins can push you into the lava there. It worked out. This, it's very easy to die here. But that's alright. And then I hopefully. Okay, so that didn't go too bad. This is the third boss. This is the fiery fire dwarf. And what I want him to do is to spawn there, basically, because he will then respawn. It's not actually going that well. Oh, kidding me. Oh, there's a lot of luck in terms of where that those coins fall, and I think I was really unlucky. Should be all right, but what I really need is 700 coins before I get into the main I think the Frozen Temple, because I want my magic armor. It's very possible to play Frozen Temple without magic armor. But yeah, I think most of those coins seem to drop into the lava, so I didn't earn an awful lot from that. It should be alright, because I think I'll get the best part of 100 from this. This is another quick reload. Actually, I think I will have enough. Oh. Maybe I'll get some coins off a bat or something. That'll do. 700 on the nose. And the best way of doing this one is just to go up the right hand side. So yeah, there's no great shakes. There is a fairly easy sack of XP on the right hand side there. It can actually cause a few issues because then you have the bugs to contend with. And they're not too bad, but they can just slow down. Also, the XP sack sort of animation is a good 3 or 4 seconds, so it's actually worth not doing. Right, so it's us going back to Grey Hedge to get the magic armor. That's a guy called Edo Garni, who you would ordinarily fight because he gives you decent experience, but can be a bit of an arse. This can also be a bit of an arse. Not too bad. I'm sitting on the floor, try and make sure I don't hold the phone too low, but my bum has properly fallen asleep as well, so that's happening. And this is definitely one of my least why will you not turn around? Yeah, it's one of my least favourite bits of the run, because you can easily just properly concentrate a bit there because it's so easy to get that wrong. We're now on our way to get the last spell, which is the Rift spell, and you need that to get into World's End Keep. I think there was a theoretical way. Oh. What am I doing? I think there was a theoretically possible way of getting into World's End Keep without the Rift spell. You couldn't get very far without it. So. this is some intentional damage. Because I've got another death warp at the end of this section. It's definitely, see, this whole area can be really awkward, and it's probably the biggest bit of RNG in the whole run, because just here I could be waiting 10 seconds or I could be waiting 2 minutes for this platform to do the right thing. So that wasn't too bad. In fact, that was really good. So this is our death warp. That's not a bad death warp either actually. So let's remember put that back on armor. Skeletons did used to cause me all sorts of issues until I realised that you pretty much just have to stand still. Yeah, the issue here is that you need to wait for that wrist spell to charge up. That's annoying. That was really lucky. Really lucky. It was a late split. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad actually for time. This could be a sub 110. In fact, no. No, I couldn't, but it's yeah, not too bad. And now we can get our mage blade, and this is what enables us to kill stuff in the World's End Keep. There's another quick reload. Saves a little bit of time. I didn't mean to do that. and that may see, that's a bit annoying to have to re-up my mana. I'll get one of these potions for safety. I shouldn't really. It's a bit wimpy. And this is why you need Rift. I was about to say those ledges on my first playthrough caused me loads of problems, but they caused me loads of problems on my speedrun as well. Right, don't. Oh, that's so bad. It should really be that easy, but I decided to make it difficult for myself. So yeah, I think there went the sub 110, but this is on the way to get another key that you do need. And this bit can be a bit tricky actually. Or the bit coming up can be a bit tricky. This bit specifically. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I'm gonna pick up an XP thingy just because I'm not sure that I'm gonna have enough XP to level up properly. So, and I'm well behind anyway, so doesn't hurt. This skeleton can be a bit, awkward. It's nice, a bit of a boost. So yeah, those guys when you've got the Mage Blade aren't an issue at all. The any percent route, they can be a little bit, yeah, a little bit raw, a little bit wee. I don't think the sub 110 is completely out of the question. These, if you get crushed by these, then you're sent back to the last portal. There's no there's no you know, back to the last screen. And this is the last boss. There's a lot of RNG in the first phase of this boss. Because you're waiting for him to do those attacks. But he can do other attacks. That wasn't bad, right, bad entry, that's just me being a bit rubbish. It's been a pretty good boss actually. And I think I'm going to try for the glitch, just to show it off, but I wouldn't use this in an actual run. So basically get as close in as you can, and I'm waiting for him to turn his back like that. And that was the right jump, but he didn't clip. And that's the inconsistency. In my sub 60 80%, he did that first try, and it was like the ultimate luck. But yeah, I'm going to have to kill him normally. I'll try one more time. I never had that's him. I could have gone worse. 2:15 off pace, and I think definitely save 2-3 minutes off my PB. So yeah, that wasn't a very good run, but yeah, thought I'd do a commentated run just to dry run commentating, and yeah, hopefully I'll get a chance to do a bit more commentating and maybe streaming. I don't really expect any viewers, but yeah, try doing a few of those, so I can maybe do Swordigo and, you know, some stream marathons if there's any of those, including the one on the 28th of December. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll try and do some more of these, maybe on some other games. If you'd like me to do any commentated runs for other particular games on my channel, then if you can leave a comment, that'd be good. Cheers. Bye.